Ever get that feeling that the traditional path to wealth, get a good job, save money, buy a house, is, well, broken? You're not wrong. The world has totally changed, and the playbook for building real financial freedom, it's changed too. So let's break down the new rules for actually winning the game of wealth. Let's just start with this, because it really cuts deep, doesn't it? This fear of looking dumb, of failing, it's what paralyzes so many of us. But the path we're about to explore, it requires you to get in the game, to try things. And yeah, to be okay with looking a little foolish at the start, because that's where all the real growth happens. So, let's get right into it by taking a sledgehammer to one of the biggest, most ingrained financial rules we're all taught, the dream of owning your own home. So where did this dream even come from? Well, turns out it wasn't some ancient wisdom passed down through generations. Nope. It was a brilliant marketing campaign. Seriously, it was designed to raise the value of real estate and, you guessed it, the commissions of the people selling it. It's a really powerful idea, but it was built to serve a very specific purpose. And this slide right here, this shows you exactly why that dream is now kind of broken for so many people. Just look at these numbers. Now, they're in Korean won, but they tell a story that's happening everywhere. Back then, a top grad could buy a home in a major city for less than 3 times their salary. Makes sense. But today, that same person earning more than double is looking at a home price that is 10 times their salary. The math just doesn't work anymore. It's a completely different ballgame. So here's the crucial point. That old advice is totally obsolete. In a lot of major cities, just renting is actually the smarter financial move. Pouring every cent you have into a down payment can leave you dangerously cash poor, totally exposed if the market takes a dip. A home should be a place to live, something that makes your life better, not some high-stakes gamble that could wipe you out. Okay, so if blindly chasing a house isn't the goal, then what is? This brings us to a really critical distinction that changes, well, everything. Are you trying to be rich or are you trying to be wealthy? Because they are not the same thing. This is it. This is the real target. Wealth isn't about a giant income or a fancy car. It's about getting to a state of financial freedom where the money your assets make for you, your passive income, is more than enough to cover your bills. That is real security. That is true freedom. Let me make this super clear with a quick story. So on the left, you've got the rich friend. Top executive, makes a crazy amount of money every year. But after taxes, an expensive lifestyle, all of that, he saves zero. Nothing. He's trapped, totally stressed, can't quit his job. Now, on the right, you've got the wealthy father. His passive income is only about 60 million won a year. But after all his expenses are paid, he's still got over 10 million left. He's not rich by the first guy's standards, but he is truly wealthy. He's free. And that's the bottom line. It's such a simple shift in how you think, but it's profound. The real pursuit of wealth isn't about chasing the biggest paycheck. It's about maximizing what you can save, invest, and grow into a system that works for you. But here's the thing. Getting to wealth isn't just about spreadsheets and investment strategies. It actually starts inside your head. You have to fundamentally rewire how you think about money, about opportunity, and what you're capable of. So let's talk about how to do that. Here are 2 really practical things you can do. First, just break the taboo. Start talking about money with people you trust. Seriously. How much you make, how much you save, how you're investing. People at the top of their game talk about their craft all the time. Let's treat money the same way. Second, and this is a big one, shift your focus from passion to talent. We hear follow your passion constantly, right? But it's usually advice from people who are already super successful. For most of us, passion is a hobby with a ton of competition and pretty low rewards. A much smarter path? Figure out what you have a talent for in a field where there's high demand. If you can get into the top 10% with that skill, and then eventually the top 1%, opportunity and money will literally come find you. And then you'll have the resources to follow any passion you want. So how do you develop that talent? You get in the game. You have to start doing things, trying things, and getting honest feedback. Every experience, and I mean especially the failures, is just feedback. It's not a loss, it's data. It's information that makes you better for the next time. Don't try to avoid mistakes. Go out there and create experiences. All right, so once your mindset is rewired and you're ready to learn from experience, what's the actual plan? How do you build this machine that generates wealth? Well, here is the modern ladder you need to start climbing. The old system, the one we all learned in school, was super simple. Get some skills so you can sell your time for a higher price per hour. But it's a linear path, and it's limited, right? There are only so many hours in a day. But the new way, this is a total game changer. It starts with creating and sharing your knowledge, your story, your intellectual property. This builds an audience and shows you have value. Then, step 2, you use data and software to turn that audience into a scalable system, a product, a service, you name it. And then finally, that system becomes a true financial asset. It could be a brand that brings in passive income, or even a business you could sell one day. This is how you escape the trap of trading time for money. Okay, so we've got the mindset, we've got the ladder. But what's the fuel that makes the whole engine run? It's the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. It's the unglamorous secret to pretty much all great success. Just look at this chart for a second. What's actually impressive? Is it the person who hits the gym at 4 a.m. every single day for 2 weeks and then just burns out? Or is it the person who just shows up consistently, year after year after year? Success isn't about these short bursts of insane intensity. It's about relentless, sustained consistency over the long haul. I love this way of thinking about it. Your habits are either helping you or they're hurting you. Bad habits, procrastination, doom scrolling, negative self-talk, they're like rocks you're carrying in a backpack while you're trying to hike up a mountain. They just make the climb harder. But good habits, those small, consistent things you do every day, they make the journey easier and they pretty much guarantee you'll reach the top. So let's bring this all home. Building the life you actually want isn't about some far-off, distant dream. It's about the small, consistent things you do while other people are still hitting the snooze button. So forget the old rules. The new path is right in front of you. The only question left is, what's your first step? What are you going to start today?